for joining me today for our webinar. Today, I will discuss the main differences between the EIC and Eurostars funding programs. But first, I will start with our agenda with a short introduction of our company and field of expertise. Argentum specializes in EU research and innovation funding. The company was established in 1999 and since then had vast experience and expertise in obtaining governmental funding and innovative technology and for research and development. We have 30 employees divided into 3 departments: strategy, business development, and a consulting and writing team. Our vision is to target innovative funding opportunities and to enhance participation and success in multinational research and innovation projects. Argentum is aligned with the EU Commission goals and works closely with the national contact points in order to deepen the understanding of EU directives, guidelines, and value chains. It is Argentum's objective to become the leading expert in cooperation between overlapping technological sectors in the EU. The EU budget for the years 2021 till 2027 is 1.2 trillion euros, and you can see how it is distributed in this slide in the donut chart. The first stage of funding is choosing the call of proposal. When a company chooses a grant for submission, they should consider the following criteria. Bottom up is a call that is open to all fields of technology, whereas top down would be specific call that is aligned with the EU's agenda. They should also consider the type of funding mechanism: a European one funded by the EU, like Horizon Europe, a bilateral funding mechanism, which will include a technological collaboration between 2 partners from 2 different countries, or a national funding initiative. They should consider the type of application procedure as well, whether the submission is a single applicant or is a part of a collaborative project, consortia. The choice should be made according to the company's needs and strategy and while considering the success rate of each opportunity. This slide shows an overview of the EIC funding opportunities. The budget only for the year 2022 is over 1.7 billion euros. Generally speaking, these are all bottom-up opportunities, meaning that they are open to various kinds of technology and innovation and do not focus on one single field. The funding schemes are different in each of these opportunities, and so is the budget. Over the next few slides, I will be talking about each of them in detail, and I will share with you the latest updates that Horizon has published for the EIC fund. The EIC Accelerator funds individual companies that are startups and SMEs in order to develop and to scale up their game-changing innovations with high risk and high impact. The program focuses in particular on innovation building and scientific discovery or technological breakthroughs, known as deep tech, and where significant funding is needed over a long time frame before returns can be generated. The funding mechanism of the EIC is divided into 2 different options. The first is a non-dilutive funding, or the grant component, which is of up to 2.5 million euros. This is usually given to reimburse up to 70% financing incurred due to the regular innovation activities, which include, among others, R&D, testing, and intellectual property management. The second option is the investment component, which is kind of a direct equity and runs between 500,000 euros and over 15 million euros. The primary intention of this is to finance market deployment and scale up. The eligibility is open to all EU member states and associated countries. That being said, some rules of thumb regarding eligible entities will apply, such as a single company that is an SME, small to medium enterprise, that is part of the EU member states and associated countries. A single small mid-cap company with up to 500 employees. Any individual or legal entity that is either intending or establishing an SME or investing in an SME or small mid-cap company, or is from a third country that intends on relocating an existing SME and EU member state or associated country. The application process. This program calls for single applicants. There is no need for consolidation of a consortium in order to apply. The EIC has gone through many changes and revisions throughout the years. In 2021, the EU Commission presented the current structure, in which the proposal is divided into 2 main stages. Stage one is a go, no-go stage. It includes an initial evaluation of the company's product, business plan, technology, and etc. This is a very big advantage in relation to previous years because it allows the company to present its technology and get feedback without a process of writing a full proposal. Stage two, what was known in the past as the first stage, it includes a full proposal, financial statements, full business plan, and for development in the EU, and more. The EIC Pathfinder is targeted for radically new technologies that aim to create new markets or to address global challenges. A new update in the program for 2022 is the option for single applicants. Application as a small consortia of 3 to 5 participants is still an option as before. Due to the early TRL stages of the project, participants will usually include a university, research institutes, etc. The application process includes a full project proposal and a following interview for selected applicants. Eurostars is a joint program co-funded by national bodies from 36 different countries and the European Union under the EUREKA cluster of calls. The goal is to achieve proof of concept within 2 years after the start of the project. The product should be marketed and in life science sector. Clinical trials should start. The eligibility is for EUREKA countries, which I will show in the next slide, EU member states and associated country SMEs. The application setting consortia must include a minimum of 2 partners from at least 2 EUREKA countries. Please see specific list of EUREKA countries eligible for the Eurostars funding. Now I will talk about the differences between the program and what would be the best choice of funding for a company. The first 2 criteria to mention are the TRL, the number of the participants that each of these opportunities require you to have. The higher the TRL, the more competitive the program because the R&D is well underway. This poses a big challenge in winning a grant. Also, the higher the TRL means the company can apply for a fund without the need of collaborative partners. This knowledge is crucial when choosing a funding opportunity. For the following reason, it would make sense to choose 2 different projects in different development stages. For example, one initial and one advanced, simultaneously, and to submit to them for at least 2 funding opportunities, which would raise your chances of gaining funds and distributing the company's cash flow. The funding reimbursement and source are also important to mention. The Eurostar project offers a reimbursement through the local authorities, whereas both EIC projects reimburse funds through the Horizon Europe program. The strategy in the case of the EIC versus Eurostars calls for submission for 2 opportunities at least in order to raise the chances of winning the grant. For example, if a company has a low TRL, we usually would suggest to submit proposals for the EIC Pathfinder and the Eurostars program. The abundance of funding opportunities out there can become challenging to navigate because of the complexity that is part of the submission process. In addition to the many details and guidelines that every funding opportunity entails. We have developed a unique method to increase our clients' access to funding while minimizing their efforts. We call this our multi-submission approach, which in a nutshell says, submit to one, submit to all. By following the method of submission, our strategists and consultants are able to get a firmer grasp of the activity of your company and your technology. This allows us to write better submission proposals because we gain more depth of knowledge. Moreover, as a submitting company, you will have less to work with, be it financially or in terms of manpower, because we will work with you, with your technology, and tailor it to fit multiple proposal calls. Lastly, this method immensely raises your chances of winning funding. I will give you a brief moment to get an idea of the strategic process we go through with our clients, from the initial stages of understanding their core technology to more advanced stages of laying out the annual multi-submission plan for them. This is done in keeping with each individual client's goals and long-term development strategy. This slide offers an overview of our proposal preparation process. The initial steps start with a kickoff meeting, which is followed by the work of a strategist who is in charge of finding proposal calls that are relevant for the activity of your company. This then moves on to the second stage, which is to consolidation consortium if the program requires more than one participant. Otherwise, the process goes on to the coordination process, which is done by our development team. Finally, reaches the consultants who write the proposal according to the technology and strategic approach of the client and submit it online after the revision of our team leader. It is important to point out that the process is always adaptable. As a long-term client of Argentum, we are always on the lookout for new publications and open up that are aligned with the inner strategy of your company. Later today, our marketing team will be sending a follow-up email. You are welcome to book a follow-up call through them or ask any specific questions that weren't answered during the webinar. I look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for your time today. Have a great day.